Hey, hello and welcome to BJ Vlogs. Thank you so much for your support, and to all our new subscribers, we want to really say you are welcome to the family. Yes, in this time and season, I'm trying to be very, very consistent, and so because of the nature of my work, I do not get time to edit the videos like people would wish. So I always do an uncut video. So right after recording like this, I just post, but I just try to give you the quintessential element of the message that I want to carry across. So you are all welcome. Stay, share with others, and let them understand what they stand to benefit when they get opportunity to start studying in China. So let's get into today's video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about do I get job after graduation? Is job guaranteed here in China after graduating? I think after I made a video on come to China with a plan, a lot of people have reached out to me and they are talking about asking me questions in my DM that BJ, do I get a job after I graduate? And this is a big question for the gods. This is a big question for the gods. Yeah. So what does it entail? Let me just explain this and then we'll get out of here. So if anybody, especially the agent, they will bring you here to China and they will promise you heaven on earth that when you graduate, there is job available. Remember, I always say that everybody's China story is different. The same way everybody's story is different. It applies to every space of our lives. Some people have gotten advantages which are termed as miracle. I'm not even yet talking about China. People have gotten advantages called miracle. People have by virtue got advantages called merit. And people have gotten ones based on recommendations and whatsoever. So now let's bring those three scenarios into the case of China. Now, some people have come here to study for bachelor. So let's start with the bachelors. If you have come here to study on bachelor program, your program, if it is a Chinese talk program, you're going to study Chinese 1 year, pass your HSK level, whatever, 4, enroll, and then your program now becomes like 5 years, at most 6 years. That is, if you're able to finish on time. So let's take it that you graduated in record time, 5 years. That is if you did Chinese language. But if you did only English talk program, then that means that 4 years. Now, you have come to China after 4 years. What happened? A lot of bachelor students here in China, this is the route they will go. A lot of them will seek to further in masters. A lot of them will seek to further in masters. Now, they use masters as one of the escape routes, whilst a lot of them seek to study elsewhere outside China. The US, the Canada, the UKs, name them. So it's either you are going the academic route again to continue from masters, or you are going the other country route. This is one of the things. So if you're asking whether you get job, now let's come to the job aspect. Now, Chinese jobs are quite peculiar, and Chinese, they have several ways of recruiting. Now, for international students, one of the easiest way they would want to recruit is to have people who can speak Chinese. People who can speak Chinese. Like, I mean Chinese, I'm not talking about ni hao, ni hao. I'm not talking about dajia hao. I'm not talking about wang dala. No, I'm talking about proper Chinese, so that they can come in. And a lot of these people, these companies, are companies that have external branches. So they'll recruit you here in China, train you for some time, and then take you out to work in another country. Like maybe, yes, yesterday I saw a recruitment post. They're looking for people, but they are going to work outside China. You get it, the whole thing. Yeah, so this is basically for those who are going to do undergraduates. Now let's come to the masters. Those of you who are coming to study on master's level, one of the easiest routes after school for you not to be found wanting is 2 years or 3 years at most. Now, people will finish the 2 years and then they would escape to PhD. So a lot of people are here who would never wish to have a master's after bachelor's, but they're having masters. A lot of people are here who are having masters. They have never wished to have PhD, but they're having PhD. The reason is that they still want to be in the country. They still want to go the escape route. So they go through the PhD level. Now, the same thing applies to if you want to find a job. It's either you can speak Chinese or you have special talent that they definitely need it. I'll give you an example. I'll use myself as an example. So just stay till the end of this video. They definitely need. So the moment they definitely need that skill, they will recruit you. Or it's either that in your school, you came out as one of the best people and then the school recommended you to a particular company, because sometimes the companies ask the schools, oh, we want one of your good international students to come and work with us. Then they can recommend you. You get the whole thing. So you see how the whole thing works. Now let's get to the PhD quickly. So now for PhD, one of the common thing is to branch into postdoctoral study. After PhD, you go into postdoctoral, and that one will last for like about 2 to 3 years, subjected to review, but not more than a period of 6 years. So you can be absorbed to work in the university, like what I'm doing currently. I'm with the Huazhou University of Science and Technology. So you'll be here for some time. After your contract is due, they would check it again, and then if you still qualify, they would renew, and then, but not more than 6 years. Then you have to still look for a job. Now, a lot of people in China would finish postdoctoral study, even PhD, and then now they would apply to start masters or PhD again in US, Canada, and those countries, because they want to go into those countries. You understand? Now, but for you to work here in China also, for companies and all that, yes, you have to speak Chinese, or people would have to recommend you. That is your school or any other person can recommend you. Oh, I know this guy, he's very good, we need his expertise. So Chinese really love that, and then they would want to work with you. You understand? Then after that, one other surest way, it's not really the surest way, but it's by far one of the good ways. People open their companies here in China. So we have a lot of people who are opening companies here in China that they came to study here, and then now they have ventured into opening their own companies and running their own business. That way they're able to get visas to stay here in China. So you realize that the whole plan will be on you. That's why I made that video, that have a plan before you come here. So if you are currently in China and then you think that, oh, after graduation, I want to I want to continue my studies, then look for the next available option. But for how long can you continue to study? You definitely would need a permanent job. One of the permanent jobs that you can get is to open your company here in China, or you find a company that is willing to accept you. Now, I'm saying that companies will accept you because you can speak Chinese. Not all of that. For example, I worked with one company, what was a publishing house. Yes, I couldn't speak Chinese like I should. I cannot really communicate with them like proper Chinese, but they accepted me. Like they employed me. Now, one of the ways to get employed is usually when you go through an internship. That is one of the surest way. Like you have to go through an internship. The reason is that unlike a lot of countries, like especially Africa, you see, for us, we train you, like you come for internship, you come for service, national service whatsoever. Then after that, we just let you go. But Chinese do not operate like that. The moment you are coming to have an internship with them, you are going to have an internship not less than 6 months. Like quarter by 3 months, maybe 3 months. Okay, but let's take it at more than 6 months. So 6 months, then if they think that you are very good, definitely or most likely they would employ you, because now they feel that they have trained you. So when you come to China and there is opportunity for you to do an internship, please grab it. Or even start looking for internships and let your school approve it for you that you can have that internship. If you can have it, then you do your best, and the likelihood that you'll be absorbed is high. That is what happened to me. So my first job in China, I did an internship with them for 6 months. Then after 6 months, they employed me before I later switched to come for postdoctoral studies. So that is how it is. And so if you're asking, would you get absorbed when you come to China? This is the best scenario. Analyze it and then pick out the best answer for yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.